Goodbye for Titanfall.
With the success of Apex Legends, I'm always saddened that we most likely will never get a Titanfall 3. Don't ask me how that makes sense. But with all that being said, there still might be a glimmer of hope. What if I could experience Titanfall 3 in the exact way I dream it to be? A game with fast-paced combat where you're piloting these awesome Titans with greater depth, and maybe, just maybe, being able to do things that are a little more grounded, like grabbing a grunt and then whipping it into another grunt, using a grapple hook to perfectly curve around a corner with your own arm and then readjust with your other arm. If you're subscribed to the channel, at this point you know what we're talking about. Let's make Titanfall in a VR physics sim. Or get as close as we can, because Bonelab is not quite there yet, but hey. Come on, baby. Okay, a little too high. Hacked. 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 Ooh. It'll be up in a minute. Surprised you guys are the ones still alive. Unfortunately, these soldiers are not gibletable, meaning there is just kind of like a sandbag, essentially. But we can pick them up with both like that, and then boom, just like that. Hacked. Okay. Wait, there's one more left. Okay. Fuck. He knows I'm here. Quickly, grab his leg. Okay. 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 Alright, now we're done. Okay, so like the hack knife, more of just like, a death stick. Grim Reaper Precise Touch a little bit. We hacked all of those NPCs to sleep. They're on a farm right now. But why we were mostly there is not only show off the cool knife, but the amazing NPCs as far as their overall look. They look so good. Everything is grabbable. Sometimes you get NPCs that have like, they're all hollow. Like they're basically just like you grab their hand and it like goes through their hand into their skeleton. Brutal. It sounds more metal than it is. It's kind of just glitchy. The point is these grunts look absolutely brilliant. But I will say one thing, they are heavily limited, and this goes by all NPCs, by the Bonelab's kind of crippled NPC system. Essentially, the AI kind of just flops at you. If there's a ledge, they basically can't get to you. It's kind of a mess. And they're not very dangerous. But hey, it's still very cool as far as a proof of concept, and the fact that they're in the game, kind of moving in any way, is already kind of nice and very interesting, and hopefully when the engine gets a little bit better within the coming year, we can actually see this extrapolate on itself. Love of God, please, Bonelab devs, do that. Please, NPC system needs the most attention right now. But aside from the Bonelab AI being a little brutal, it's a lot easier to code in this game? Guns. We got the classic alternator, and it's so good, and hits really well. Also, it's pretty easy to stay on target. Something about an SMG, I guess, is just so good, although I do wish it had slightly more ammo, because just as you're starting, come on, just as you're starting to get cooking, it feels like the mag is empty, and it's a lot harder to reload when moving than you think, at least in VR. We also have the Wingman. This one is functional, question mark? It doesn't really, yeah, it's one of those. It's one of the, and then finally it accepts it, and then this, which that's pretty cool. It works pretty good. Not bad. But still, like every other 6-gun or something, maybe it's an 8-gun, I don't know. How many bolts is that? 6. Runs out of bullets absurdly fast. Also, this one I don't think has a special. Wow, thank you for the double, thank you for the assist. We have the data knife that I already showed you guys, and we also have 2 variants of the pistol, and this I believe is automatic. Nope. Is this one the automatic equivalent? Let's see. Oh. It's okay. Wow. Okay, that's terrible. that's amazing, but also bad. So much fire rate, but you're empty in like 2 seconds. And then we have the Wingman, which is one of my favorites, albeit the most absolutely frustrating to use. So essentially, this is really cool. This has the makings of like a really cool gun in VR, where the reload opens it up, you put a mag in there, and then you push it forward, bang, really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay open, and
and you just kind of gotta that do one of those, and then I believe it's now ready to rip. But how hard is it to actually move and shoot? Well, this is like more like a walk, but man, it actually deletes people and just like spits out the shells. If only it could just take. Oh, what if it's just a chest shot? Good enough. Puts him almost down. Leg shot does real good. I think that's empty. Nope, now it's empty. Also, we are extremely fast with this avatar, and boy, I think the winner is absolutely the alternator. But man, I feel like I go through so many bullets so quickly, and it's a little brutal. Chop. Ooh, I clipped that one from afar. Nice. The only thing that this is missing is wall running.
Oh my god, we got guns on top of guns. The alternator stands out in a big way as being like seemingly the best coded, the best feeling one is in general. I will say it would have been nice to have a little more bullets. Like in Titanfall, things are balanced because dude can slap a mag in a thing really fast and everything's quicker. In VR, it'd be nice to have a little bit more shooting because the reload takes a little bit more time to get the hang of. The pistol, the whole 9 yards, it just feels great. It's so amazing. The gun people in this community know how to perfectly create mods like this and import things beautifully. I will say though, as much as the gun's totally cracked, there was one gun in the pack that I downloaded, for the mod pack that I downloaded, that basically broke my left hand. Yeah, I grabbed it once and then I could not touch anything with my left hand anymore. I could move it because my hand still existed, but when I closed my hand around a gun handle, it just moved it like it was not existing. Anyways, yeah, a little bug that I came into contact with. It could just be me. Don't use the SMG, the small SMG. That's not the alternator. It's the other one. Anyways, but do you know what more than makes up for that kind of broken gun? Piloting a Titan.
I think we finally earned what we've been waiting for. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a pilotable Titan. Jank included, we'll say that up front, all right? But we can climb this bad boy. I still haven't really mapped out exactly how we ought to climb it perfectly, like what we are supposed to do. Instead, I just kind of put my hand here, hoist myself up, and then grab anything that I can, and then, man, this is a real grunt. Then we spin around, and then we just sit, and then boom, our little legs are in this. This is the joystick. As you can see, this is the accelerator. Yep. Oh, I see. So you have to kind of like turn it like you're driving. So you kind of have to, you can't like turn left to right. You have to kind of shoot. Or it's this. Or it's this. Okay, no, you have to turn this, I think. Guys, it's a lot of clown math. Okay, I just went to pilot school training a little bit. Okay, so we grab this, and then we can hit the menu button, and that closes it. Oh my god. And we have this little thing right in our face. But, okay, so in order to actually turn this left to right, you hit the trigger button, and that will basically control the pitch in which we turn, which also seems like it just controls our movement much better. Like we can just move forward, essentially. Kind of. It's a little fighty a little bit. Maybe hitting shit is also probably a problem. You're gonna hit a trigger again, and that will basically let you go forward and backwards. So you hit a trigger again to basically move yourself left to right. Listen, it's a complicated thing to be a pilot. All right, we have this fun little button right here, bang, that shoots a missile right from this. You see that? Shoots down there somewhere by your feet. Which I wish there was more buttons, because this is awesome. I love the fact that you could hit a button and then just shoot a bullet. It's so cool. We also have this. This is probably the coolest thing, where we can actually, I believe, hit that, and then we can grab these. Yeah, you can see my hands are somewhere. You can see my hands. Look, hi guys. Hello. There they are. They're just really high up. Okay, so I gotta push them real far down. But look, we got hands. We can grab. Bah, bah. How do we close them, you think? I don't know. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so we have we can smash them like that. Oh, that's awesome. Boom, boom, boom. And if you wanted to get even crazy, you could grab this, which I believe is just like railgun or something, but we put this here, and now we are holding a giant Gatling gun. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, so piloting the Titan, as much as it's very cool in concept, like I mentioned, God heaven help me, it's hard to control. It's kind of crazy in a lot of ways. And if the Bonelab monitors had a little bit more features, I bet they could actually pull this piloting a Titan thing off. But as things stand right now, it's pretty buggy. It's pretty buggy, and I would not suggest most people actually download this mod who are motion sickness vulnerable, I guess, because oh boy, that jitter really leaves your brain like, I'm not doing this. Blah, blah, blah. But again, I think within the coming year, if the modders, and this is always based on them, if they have the desire to continue this project when they have more tools and more updates to kind of manage everything, then maybe, just maybe, we can actually have this in the game. And oh boy, howdy, would that be so sick. It's kind of like the one thing the Bonelab is missing. Well, there's a lot of things it's missing, but outside of its advertised things that it's going to aim for, this is the one thing that would be missing from it, is actually being able to have like a comprehensive vehicle system that could actually let you pilot a Titan. Hit a button, activate this thing. I think they need more stability within a system that can actually hold that kind of stuff, but modders have surprised me before, so we'll see what happens.
Which is this.
Forcing pilot eject.
Well, that was supposed to, I think, shoot me out of the cockpit, and it broke my hand instead, so now I can't move. All right. And if that looked like a lot, well, there's also just something like this, which has, I imagine, ooh, it hates that. Ooh, sorry about that. Must be fighting into my own head, but look at this. We have an absolute fantastical Titan thing, which, by the way, we are 100% like a lot of mass. It takes a lot for me to even move. And everything is basically like a little tiny child that you can throw a million miles away. If you guys are like, why are you grunting, Grin? It's because whenever I lean down, my avatar starts vibrating like it's made of vibranium or something. I can't my reach because my arms aren't scaled in a way. There we go. Jesus. Let's call upon a different cool franchise. I can pick you up and then throw you like the garbage you are, like this. Much better, less glitchy, and also we have crazy reach. Too much. Wow, this thing really sends it. Ladies and gentlemen, say thank you to Ripley for saving me from that absolute hell. Okay.
So I put this one in here because I was like, okay, hey, in case you just didn't want to, mess around with this piloting a Titan thing, I kind of have a suspicion that it was a little bit hard to use. Here's a fun avatar that you could download and get your whole Titan experience fixed kind of thing. Pick up an enemy, huck them like you were an actual Titan piloting it. This avatar, very neat in that way. I am getting really unlucky with this one, gang. This one was also really buggy to me. My arm, you're like, look at little raptor arms. Can't really reach anything. So like, you go to pick up something, and then oftentimes it would like clip and fight you a little bit. So, just kind of a hard thing to use. But as far as the one-to-one kind of playing with it, yeah, a little much. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we're missing a few important things that are iconic to the Titanfall series, such as wall running and, sliding and things like that. But I'm happy to report that I think it would actually work in VR, like really, really, really well. For those guys who don't know, there's a game that its whole mantra is basically pushing the envelope as far as what you can do within modding without feeling like you want to, barf up your lunch. That game is called Hellsweeper, and this game has an amazing movement system that I wish everyone would adopt, or at least have some sort of way of unlocking it so that you can tap into this. Maybe not unlock by default, because most people have motion sickness. Totally get that. But for people who are tried and tested within the VR space, I would love a feature like this. In Hellsweeper, essentially you can wall climb. You use this kind of directional laser that kind of tells you what your legs are going to kind of be doing, because we don't really have leg tracking or anything like that. And this kind of sets you on a path or a rail system where you're following that like perceived rail system, but you can break it at any possible time. It's not like you're locked in place and you're kind of trapped, which is awesome because that's kind of the same feeling as Titanfall. When you go and do a slide, you're not perfectly controlling yourself, you're kind of on rails to some extent, but you can always pause, reorient, and slide in that direction again and create new momentum bursts. Totally works. And yeah, everything from sliding, from wall running, from slow-mo timing, even from doing front flips and doing like crazy explosives. This game is really sick, but I think this would totally work alongside being able to just grab things with some confidence, which most games, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities to have some sort of like grab gauntlet where you can just kind of smash into a wall and have like a titanium fist that kind of cracks through cement or steel and embeds you there so you can actually like hold for a minute. And that would give so much more value to things like the alternator or SMGs where you can use them with one hand, so on and so forth.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Titan things didn't pan out, but I do think Bonelab has intrinsic amount of parkour and all that stuff. And playing, get off, move out of the way. And also, again, like I probably mentioned in voiceover land, there's plenty of examples of like wall running working so well in VR. Usually it's like you just aim with like a little tiny grid and it says like, this is a wall, do you want to go that way? And you're like, yeah, if we make it, grab, damn you. I guess it's only the tops that are grabbable. That's what probably it is. Anyways, if we can make it through this, then I don't know what this is, but maybe we pass. The pie fuck dropped. Damn it. Okay, we made it. And then this. And then this.
Okay, maybe a lot of people watching this would just be happy with Titanfall 3's story wrapped up in a nice little bow, along with the iconic weapon and movement and new Titans and a few new weapons and maps to boot, and I'm sure the Titanfall community would be sitting pretty. And frankly, I would be too. I love Titanfall to pieces, and I'd be happy with anything as far as a new installment goes. But I can't also help but see the brilliant things that VR can allow you to do, to grapple hook around a corner whilst also holding a gun and lighting somebody up. The challenge in the precision that both is harder to pull off but yet greater is VR aiming with both of your hands, and just how being slingshot like 20 feet feels. It feels so much more badass and impactful when you're lunging yourself with the grapple like 20 feet. And I can only imagine how crazy it is when you're literally cowering under a Titan that is just massive. And how badass it would feel to then grapple onto that, hang onto the Titan, and light the hell up out of its core until it explodes and detonates. Pilot ejecting and sending you flying as you're dropping hundreds of feet to the earth, only to then pick up momentum and get right back at it. The immersive feeling of VR, I think, would play so hard into Titanfall's extreme badass moments that happen every second of gameplay. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, that might just be me. Let me know if there's a feature you think would really work within the Titanfall series, ported into VR. And also if there's any sort of like hung up that I'm not paying attention to, something that would be a massive hurdle to overcome when it comes to, making Titanfall a VR game. Even though, just saying that loud, I'm sure a lot of us are like, yeah, right. Which, it might be right. But hey, gotta live, gotta dream, all that. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe if you want, or not. You just watching is plenty. Thank you kindly, and goodbye, my friends.